Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel, back with another batch of live albums for you. I believe these are all hard rock and metal, too. I'll do one more video after this with some non metal live albums I've also listened to. But let's jump in here. First up, Trouble live in Stockholm. This is a fantastic live album. This just got redone by Hammerheart Records. Hammerheart just did I believe they've done all of the Eric Wagner Trouble discography but one album. Um, I'm not sure why they didn't do that one, but they did a fantastic job on this live in Stockholm. Um, it just Eric Wagner at his best, man. I'm still disappointed that he got hospitalized the day of the day I was supposed to see him, and unfortunately passed away. It's just so disappointing I didn't get to see him before he passed because I've loved pretty much everything that he's done. Next up, this is one everybody's familiar with. I talked about this before. This was on my want list forever. It took forever to find a copy of this for a good price. I mean, these are selling for close to $100 now, which is insane. But this is Kiss Alive, the Millennium Concert. So this was during the that short period where they were the original lineup got back together. I've always liked this one. I know a lot of people don't. I've always kind of dug that one, but that's just me. Next up, a fantastic live album. I can't remember if this was a record store day or not. I love the artwork on this one too, but this is Dio live at Fresno. And this is just a fantastic live album. All of the Dio albums that have been pressed, I think in the last couple years they've done like 5 or 6 live Dios, and they're all fantastic. What I like about this one though is I believe he only Holy Diver was out at this point. So with this one, you've got some Black Sabbath, you've got some Dio, and you've got some Rainbow. Which is fantastic. Really killer double LP though. If you run across that, grab it. Next up, Better Than Dead live at Hammersmith quadruple live. This probably could have been a triple live. There's a couple where they could have condensed it down a little bit to 3 albums, but still. This is a killer show. This was a 30th anniversary show at the Hammersmith in 2005. And the whole band sounds fantastic. You can find this. It just got reissued recently, so you can find this for under $30. It was getting into the $40-50 price range, which is why I didn't have it. So grab this now before the prices start creeping up again, because I mean, it really is a really killer. I don't know if you can see the set list there, but it was a really killer set. And actually, while we're talking about Motorhead, we'll knock out these last 2. I had mentioned last time in the last video the Lost Tape. So these are 2 of the others. This is Volume 4. This one is live in Heilbronn. I'm a good guess that that's in Germany. I'm not sure. Recorded at the Sport Hall in Heilbronn. But when was this one? I think this was early 2000s too. Oh no, I'm sorry. This was '84, so really killer early set. The nice thing about these though is they kind of spread them out. So the late '90s. This one is '98. This one is live. Let's see, where does it say? Live in Norwich, which I believe is in the UK. Anglia, Norwich. Oh, I'm sorry, Ontario. So this one's in Ontario. I really like these recordings from the late 90s and early 2000s. We all love the early Motorhead albums, but I really love the 90s albums too. So I really like the late 90s and early 2000s tour where you get a lot of that material from the 90s as well. This one I'm glad that I got when I did, because this thing is going for $150 plus. But this is John Corabi. I don't know if it's I always say Corabi. I've heard Corabi. I don't know which one is right, but this is One Night in Nashville. This was in '94, right after, excuse me, my allergies are really bad, right after he joined Motley Crue. So the Motley Crue self-titled album had just come out, So he does a couple of those songs on here. He does a couple of Scream songs on here. Really killer double live though, but I don't know why it goes for so much money. It's gotten two pressings. It's done by Rat Pack Records, which I'm a really big fan of. I just never thought of John Corabi to be the type of guy that people are paying $150 for his records. I mean, it's crazy, but really fantastic set list though. Like I said, he does a few songs and a few of my favorites off the Motley Crue album. Hooligan's Holiday. What was the other one? There's 3 or 4 songs, but I'm trying to think of what the other song off of that album is that I really liked. Hammered from the Motley Crue, and he tells little stories about how he got the call to join Motley Crue and about recording with them. It is a really killer set list, and it's a really good show. I wouldn't pay $150 for it though. That's just me. We finally got a really nice repress. This may be the first time on vinyl of Live from Metal Church. This is David Wayne era. My favorite era of Metal Church. Just fantastic. I've had this on CD since it came out. I don't remember when it originally came out. I believe it was the late 80s, early 2000s when it got its first release on CD. But glad to finally have that one on vinyl. Next up, fantastic. Is this double live or triple live? Yeah, double live from the great and powerful Raven. I saw them on this tour. This is the first tour with their current drummer. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he was a Fear Factory drummer. I saw him on the tour before that with their old drummer, and he just couldn't keep up anymore. They were slowing the songs down a little bit because he couldn't play fast enough. And their current drummer, I should have looked up his name. I feel bad now because I really like him. Man, they're playing faster and more furious than they've played in probably a decade before that. I've seen him twice with him on the tour for their last album, which he was on. And then again, this tour right here, and it was just fantastic. This one was actually VCLT from Brother Scott, so thank you, Scott. I'm kind of kicking myself. Scott actually came out here to see Raven because Raven plays here in Atlanta usually once or twice a year, and we both forgot to bring our Raven albums to the show to get signed, so we both bought like a CD or 2 at the show and got those signed, but I would love to have actually got this one signed. So next time they come. Next up, just a fantastic album. I already had this. It was released as a record store day. This is Live from the AstroTurf. Maybe 3 or 4 years ago. It just got a wide reissue on 3 or 4 colors. The reason I rebought it, this one had an extra song, and it also comes with the Blu-ray of the show, which was kind of I've talked about that before. I can't stand when they do these live albums and then do a copy of the DVD or Blu-ray separate. I don't know why. I would rather pay a couple bucks more and have it included in that, and they did do that with this one, so that's why I grabbed it. But another copy of Live from the AstroTurf, just fantastic. This was the first time that Alice Cooper got back with the guys from the original Alice Cooper band, the guys that were still alive. And actually, they just recorded an album together that's about to come out, and they're about to do a tour together, so I'm really looking forward to that. Next up, Rainbow Live in Munich, 1977. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than this. This is just a fantastic. I think this one's triple live. 2. So this one is 5 sides, which makes sense if you know Rainbow. They always do, especially Man on the Silver Mountain. So they do a 16-minute version of that. Still, I'm sad, a 30-minute version of that one. Really good though. I just listened to this a few days ago. And then speaking of Alice Cooper again, $1 Billion Nightmare. This is a really good live radio broadcast. I really like this one. Does it say what? I think this was 77 or 78. Yeah, Saginaw, Michigan, 1978. Another one, if you can find this, I paid like $17 for it. I would grab it. Most of the Alice Cooper bootlegs that I've bought over the years have been really good sounding. I would give this one probably a 7 out of 10 for sound quality. And then last but not least, just a classic album, Speak of the Devil. I've had a copy of this for years, but I ran across it. It's like basically a mint copy for like $25, which, I mean, this thing goes for $45 all day long. So just gave this a really nice spin the other day. This is, if you're not familiar with this one, this was Ozzy with Brad Gillis, Rudy Sarzo, and Tommy Aldridge in '82, and they were just it's them doing Black Sabbath covers. Just fantastic. So that's it, guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Like I said, I'm going to do one more video of live albums. That one will be non-metal. And that's it. I hope everybody's doing good, and I will see you soon. Take care, VC.